Good morning, dear friends. Good morning, members of this thing of ours. Remember, it's a beautiful day. It's a gorgeous, beauteous Saturday morning here in New York City. It's a beautiful 67 degrees. I sound like one of these weather people. By the way, I always said to myself when I was young, I always wondered, it's like, why do old people always talk about the weather? I'm never going to be like that. I'm never going to wear Velcro shoes or talk about the weather. I'm only going to say when the weather's beautiful, and today is beautiful. And it's a new day, my friends. It's a new day. A lot of folks out there wondering, what do we do? What do we do? No. Let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm ready. I am so focused. I am motivated. I am absolutely, you have no idea how this is going to be a vendetta. This is going to be revenge. This is going to be, I am so motivated. And I'm telling you right now, lest anyone confuse, we're going to use the power of the ballot box. We're going to use the power of ideas in a peaceful, absolutely constitutionally mandated fight to right this. And this is bigger than Donald Trump, bigger than this immediate election. This is about the future of us. I want you to understand something. We are on a fight. The battle is not from anybody elsewhere. There is no foreign country. Nobody poses a threat to us as this internal, internecine fighting. The Democrats, the woke, call them whatever you want. I like to call them the shadow government. That's a name that covers everything. Right now, as we speak, in Madrid, the 70th anniversary of Bilderberg. The 70th anniversary of Bilderberg is going on right now. And if I went to Times Square with you and I said, how many of you great folks have ever even heard of Bilderberg? They have no idea what you're talking about. Globalism, World Economic Forum, the Great Reset, Schwab. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about how to focus this. You know, there was a day of shock, a day of mourning. That's over with. Together, we're going to say, okay, let's go. Because this is going to be, remember the 5th of November. This is Guy Fawkes Day, gunpowder treason. This is 1605. Remember the movie Vendetta? Remember the Anonymous? This is Guy Fawkes. Remember the 5th of November. That's coming up. They have no idea what they've done. They think they're just going to sit back and laugh about this. Look, you can do whatever you want. You can enjoy. Please watch. Spend your time watching. Watch Joy Behar or whatever these shows are. I don't know. I'm over that. And I want you to join me, my friends. You to join me, and we're going to join it. I'm telling you, they have done something. They have. I am so determined right now to fight back and to make sure that they will never forget the 5th of November when we take everything back, my friends. Everything back. Now, before we begin, let me ask you, first of all, to do me a great favor. First of all, thank you so much for being a part of us. Thank you. Let me, as I always say, remember, it is exactly, as of today, 157 days until the election. So first and foremost, make sure you are subscribed to LionelNation. Critical, absolutely critical that you are done that. Make sure you like these videos. And before we begin today's beauteous meeting, this high altar of the conspiratorium of the clerisy, let me remind you that we must listen to this incredibly important word from our sponsor. You know, there was a time when these people were so demented that when we were talking about, hey, let's make sure that we're okay, guys. Everybody says, guys. Come on, guys. In the event of a food emergency, in the event of a supply chain breakdown or ransomware. And they said, are you a prepper? Are you what? Are you one of those preppers? You damn right I'm a prepper. I'm a preparer. I know what's coming. preparewithlionel.com. It's no longer a question of if something catastrophic is coming, it's when. And while you still have some control, what are you going to do about it now to prepare? Well, your first step is going to my website, preparewithlionel.com. And for a limited time, take $200 off a 3-month emergency food supply. My Patriot Supply is equipped to help you and your family to prepare. They've helped over 2 million families already. These 3-month kits with ready hour foods provide over 2,000 calories every day with 22 varieties and a 25-year shelf life. Breakfast, lunches, dinners, drinks, snacks, everything. And they're sealed inside 6 rugged waterproof buckets, and they're over 120 pounds of food. So take advantage right now and go to preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. One more time, preparewithlionel.com. Now, my friends, before we begin, let us first remind us of what we are here. This is a morning prayer. This is the conspiratorium, for lack of a better word. Our good friend Alexander Felke says, Bilderberg, I wonder who they will elect as their next puppet because Creepy Joe is kind of done. Alexander, I thank you, my brother. How many have never heard, and I'm not asking you to do this, but I know most people don't know what we're talking about. None. They have no idea regarding Bilderberg. Daniel Nathan Leland said, Lionel, after 3 years, the school on the Lower East Side where I teach has refused to give anyone a raise. $58,000 in student debt, making $40,000 per annum. A school in Brooklyn is offering to double my salary, but I don't want to leave my kids. Thank you for this. I have a very, very, very close friend who is a 4th grade teacher, and I'm so glad, and I thank you so much for your kindness. 4th grade teacher, let me explain this one for you. She said a couple of things. First, and I don't know what did you say, sir? What school, what grade you taught? But let me tell you about my particular case, or what I know of. And listen to this one. And this is why the revolution must commence. When we're kids, and please, I'm not one of these, I hate people my age. I don't feel a part of my age. In a couple of months, I'm hitting 66, and I'm thinking, I don't like my age. I've never liked my age. I've never felt a part. I've never felt a part. I'm an alien. As the Atlanta Rhythm section, Ronnie Ham is saying, sometimes I feel like an alien, feeling like I don't belong. I don't belong here. I've never been a part of this. In any event, there were some things that we did when we were younger that made sense. And by the way, we have a lot to talk about this morning, so just get ready. I want to explain to you one thing. What is this? And as you know, this is, of course, the globe. Dollar Tree. Anybody love the dollar store? The dollar store is just, I love. One of my favorite things I do with my beloved wife, one of my favorite things, one of my favorite topics, my favorite subject, I love to do is we just go shopping. I like grocery shopping, and I just like to go to mall. I just like to see any time I get to learn. And I saw this at a dollar store. This is one of my prized possessions. But let me tell you what this also is. This is a sphere, or as some people say, a spear, who can't pronounce. It's a pamphlet. People just don't say things. In any event, when you hand this to a kid, when we were kids, that's right, I'm going to say when we were kids, you said, oh, shape. Now think of what's happening right now. I'm touching this. And as you know, one of my favorite parts of the brain is the parietal lobe. Placement, the God part. Placement vis-a-vis, I am here. Remember, when you're a baby, when you're a child in the bed and you're looking up and you don't know what's what, you see the mobile. Remember when your parents would It would just, hang this thing, and you went, what the hell? What is this? What am I even looking at? There are these things. There they go again. And then you say, wait a minute. This is connected to me. I'm here. Now, believe me when I say this. I know this sounds like, well, of course you are. No. Placement. This is parietal lobe stuff. This is placement. Propriocentric placement. Distance. Spatial. I'm here. In fact, one of the things that, believe it or not, people who are involved in deep forms of transcendental thought and people who were involved in a great meditation, and the Hindus and the great monks and what they did. One thing they did, and they did a wonderful experiment. They wanted to say, where do you go when you pray? Do you pray? Make sure you pray. Make sure you think. Make sure you spend time thinking. Meditate. Doesn't have to be this thing about crossing your legs and going like this. And I don't know what that is. Putting your leg on top. I can't do that. I don't know. You may listen to a song. You may listen to music or sound of rain. The idea is to stop what you're doing and just think. Pray to your God. Pray to your God. Pray to whomever. Think, channel, spirits, whatever you want. But there's this idea of where you are. Anyway, I said, so they had these monks and these folks, and they said, we want to trust. We want to learn. Where is it that you go? What is your trance? And it's not really a trance, but tell us when you go into this. So they had these monks, and they had some nuns, spiritual people who do this. This is one of the things I cannot do, and I wish I could, but I can't. I don't think I can. So they were in this room, and they had them pretty much connected to fMRI stuff. They were doing functional reading, and they said, let us know when you feel this. And they had a little string. Just pull the string so we could start watching. Sure enough, it was here. It was this idea of the God part, placement. When a baby realizes, I'm here. Oh, I get it. Distance. All those things that we did that people aren't doing, because you hand them a toy and they're going like this. And when you say, hey, look at this. Here's a ball. Come here. Let's play. This is great. Isn't this great? Wow. When you were at stuff that you thought it was just stupid. You thought it was just silly. You thought it was just, no. This is critical stuff. Here, take this. You got the weight. Wow. Again, the idea of a proprioreceptive. Okay, I got it. Weight, distance. Now throw it. Do you know the math you're doing? Gauging volume, force equals mass times acceleration, kinetic energy 1/2 mv squared, all that stuff. And you have to do this. Then you roll it and you talk and you play. And what happens? Your hands, caption, dexterity, the ability to hold a pen, all of these things that come from you playing. Well, guess what? Today have you seen people write? They can't write because they don't write. We don't write anymore. Okay, listen to me. That's fine. You don't need to write. Whatever. But here's the most important part, and this is the worst part. Because when you hand these kids these devices, they don't learn how to track. Their eyes don't track. They don't know how to do that, and they can't read. This is important. We are the first generation, maybe I'll just say that in passing, where we can see specifically what it is that children and people do not have. Part of our revolution is to take great people, great teachers, great folks like Brother Daniel, like Brother Alexander, and say, we're going to help you. And listen to me. In my revolution, we need to do this thing where we have education militias. What does that mean? With all due respect, you know what happens to a great teaching mind? the school boards kill that spirit. They kill that spirit, that Holy Spirit. So it happens all the time. Absolutely. We're going to have people go to a college student, a PhD, and say, what do you do? Are you skilled in this? Yes, good. We're going to get 10 parents. 10 parents. We'll throw in 10 grand a year. Whatever it is, I don't know. Do the math. By the time what you might say that's fine. And you have a small little pod, a small little group, homeschooling. We have to retrain, readapt, reposition, reconfigure the mental apparatus of and not just our kids, but our adults. We need to learn critical thinking. We got to pull them out of these schools, out of them, and have education militias, citizen and civilian run education. They work a couple of hours a day. You don't have to overload them with stuff, and they do things. And they go maybe to a field trip, but they do things. And kids are like sponges. We've got to do this. We've got to take teachers. We've got to commence the revolution. We have to have something which nobody wants to even hear about. We have to have summer schools for adults. We have to get people to teach our fellow citizens what's going on in the world and explain that Bilderberg has been here since 1954. This is the 70th anniversary. Do you know who is meeting? The Bilderberg from the Hotel Bilderberg in 1954. The CEOs of artificial intelligence heavyweights, Google, DeepMind, Microsoft AI, Anthropic, and Mistral AI are meeting. It's artificial intelligence. The tech giants are going to be joined by Citigroup, Jane Fraser, Eric Schmidt, former Google CEO, Pfizer CEO, Albert Bourla, Shell CEO, Peter Thiel, U.S. Deputy Treasury Secretary Awali. By the way, the Logan Act is something which is for the most part ignored, where private citizens act on behalf of the United States. About 130 participants, former and current prime ministers. The 70th annual, this is in Madrid, Thursday to tomorrow. The Bilderberg is an event shrouded in mystery, clandestine talks held behind closed doors and subject to Chatham House rules, meaning the identity and the affiliation of speakers must not be disclosed or reported on or within the media. According to its organizers, go to Bilderberg. You can go to Bilderberg meetings. Informal discussions. What do you think? Listen to what is the agenda. You ready for this? State of AI. AI safety. Changing faces of biology. Climate. Future of warfare. Geopolitical landscape. Europe's economic challenges. U.S. economic challenges. U.S. political landscape. Ukraine and the world. Middle East, China, and Russia. 70 years. Remember years ago, and I'm going to say this, and I hope you're not offended by this. I hope you're not. Raul Rodriguez says, New York City Ed is a bear trap locked on our minds. I love the imagery, sir. When I listen to Alex Jones, it was, and in many respects still is, another frequency of understanding. And the more they hate him, the more I say, let me see not what he has to say. What does he refer to? Remember Jim Tucker? Every year, this was This happened. This was so critical. Every year, Jim Tucker and Alex would go to where they heard. They said, we hear it's going to be. One time I was in Chantilly, Virginia. Remember when the story was during the Obama administration, when Obama went on, they were on the press. It was before he was elected. He was on the press plane, and then all of a sudden he came off. They locked everybody in. They say he went to Chantilly. They made it so that he had to be there. He got the approval. The EU was hatched there. The euro was hatched there. Globalism, the European Union. Shall we go on? Kissinger was there. Everybody's been there. Do you remember when Rick Perry? Remember the Trans-Texas corridor? Remember when Rick Perry, we were talking about this years ago, former governor of Texas, Rick Perry, he laid out the groundwork. They were going to make Gardasil the ordered, mandated, mandatory vaccine for prepubescent kids. And then he did it. He tried to bring this about through an executive order versus legislature. This was presaging. It was, to use great words, vatic, pythonic. It augured the future. It read the entrails of the beast. It was augury. They were telling us this is what's happening. The Trans-Texas corridor. They were going to run basically the NAFTA superhighway from Mexico all the way through Canada, a separate toll system where the tolls were going to be run by a Spanish corporation or concern through sovereign United States. This was done. I mean, and Alex was there. They said, oh, he's crazy. It's like, no, he didn't come up with this. He was reporting this. And I was telling people this. Do you understand what's happening? This is the new world order. They made it sound like it was tinfoil hats. And by the way, it's aluminum foil. We haven't used tin in years. Okay. This is the part that. Are you ready to do this? Who do you think is going to tell you where to go? Who do you think is going to tell you to research this? Who? You think what? You think Sean Hannity is going to do this? You think Mark Levin or Dershowitz or Trey Gowdy? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You think Gomer Pyle is going to do that? No. You're on AM. This is infrared shortwave FM. I don't know what this is. This is another frequency. When people say, I think so-and-so's on the spectrum. I'm on a different frequency. I always have been. I've seen things, heard things. I understand things. I'm not bragging. You're the same way. We're all like this. We are aliens. Listen to what I'm saying. We're aliens. And I want a revolution. Remember the 5th of November. Reelection time. This is revenge. This is a vendetta, and it goes on beyond. Let me tell you something what I'm hearing. The internet. Oh my God, they had no idea. Where did the internet come from? DARPA, In-Q-Tel. Remember this? Remember this story. Remember how America loves a story. Remember this story, this nonsense, this balderdash about how Facebook, there was this guy named Mark Zuckerberg. He's still kind of a cool, nerdy guy, isn't his love and Harvard? Oh, shut up with that. There's Jack Dorsey. He got this cool. Forget Jack Dorsey. This is us, government. And here's the thing. While Bilderberg is over here, BRICS is over here. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Here, and here, left and right. Well, you're going to have BRICS internet. Why do we have one internet? And when I hear people say, well, you know, President Trump may not be able to vote, Bibi Netanyahu and the Hamas, some Hamas leaders, including the chief negotiator, are going to have arrest warrants, just like Putin does. Just like I believe, and many people did, Henry Kissinger did. So when people talk about, is he going to be able to vote in Florida? Do you understand this is a globalist? I don't know what you feel about the ICC or the ICJ. This is beyond the level, the ambit of what people are seeing right now. We're in a revolution. And the first thing we've got to do is remember what we're talking about here. This is critical. I'm talking about a revolution of ideas. I'm talking about a revolution of ideas. I'm not talking about anything. I'm not talking about January 6th. I think January 6th was the most stupid thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm talking about a revolution of ideas. I'm talking about having people realize that was a distortion. That was a distraction. Don't let people ever destroy our party. When I mean not political party, I mean our party, our festa, our festival of truth. Don't let these people walking around with eye patches and Gadsden flags and all these baby little boys who want to be soldiers. You know, we live in this world right now, which is we are playing this weird kind of fanfare and this tribute to death and glory and guns and war. And we have all these folks on all these stations and networks. I'm an ex-Navy SEAL. I'm in SEAL Team 6, and I was in there, and I've got tats, and we're going to talk about blood and how we killed it. No! What are you talking about? Fine, those are professional soldiers. But some weekend warrior walking around with an eye patch and a Valkyrie helmet and some Sonny Bono vest, this doesn't mean anything. Do not be waylaid or disrupted or dismantled or confused by these people. When I do something, I'm never going to have a bunch of people waving flags. I'm not going to ever have somebody walking into the Capitol. That's not what I want. Oh, no, I'm a virus. I go in and I rework the DNA. A virus is not even a living thing. A virus is not a living thing. It's not living. I am not living. My ideas come in. And one of the things that we do right now, more importantly, and keep in mind, one of the things that we do is we go after people that we have not talked to before. We have done a terrible job reaching out to Black America. Terrible job. Oh, there's been a few people here and there. Oh, look, there's Tim Scott. Oh, boy. Leaves me flat. Oh, look, there's Thomas Sowell. Thomas Sowell, very, very good. Walter Williams, intellectuals. But before that, even before that, there were people like, do you remember there were people like, Armstrong Williams, Ken Hamlin. There were others in the talk radio realm. That's what I want to talk about. Christian Janos. Thank you, sir. Will some wiseacre DA try to charge Trump with constructive possession of a firearm? They once said he tried to grab the steering wheel of a moving car. Well, first, Christian, thank you for your exceeding curiosity. Well, for your curiosity, yes, but for your benevolence and beneficence and your kindness. Thank you. Second of all, Trump doesn't need a firearm. What are we talking about? He doesn't need a firearm. That's to answer your question, there is nothing that is off. Nothing that is off the table. Nothing. They're talking about the fact that he'll lose his civil rights, the ability to vote, the ability to hold office, not fed. Remember, Article 2. Let me tell you something. Part of my special school, I want to have a summer school for patriots for Americans to say, everything you've learned, first of all, you don't know anything. Scrap it. I'm going to have the best people and the best folks come up, not Dershowitz, not these people. I'm talking about people who explain to you specifically, this is the way this works. This is the rule book for being an American. This is not something I hold up. It's not the flag. It's the Constitution. And Article 2, Christian, says that the president has to be, let me do this right now. You go to Article 2 and you look at, what does it say? 35 years old, natural born citizen, and a citizen, a continuous resident for 16 years. Remember, they always forget that one. Constructive possession of a firearm. He's got Secret Service protection for life. What are you talking about? Now watch him try to take the Secret Service protection. Oh, and we're also hearing he can't travel to other countries. Go ahead. Remember, Christian, what the president has to do is say, I want you to know what they're doing to me. I want you to understand what they're doing to me. I want you to understand and to grasp what they are doing to me because they are doing it to you. And tell them this. And for all practical purposes, and I believe the president should be able to enjoy all of these, how do I say this? These benefits. I still think, and this is important. This is critical. The president has to understand that he has to announce to everybody specifically, this is what they're doing to me. This is what they're doing to me. This is what they're doing to me. That's all. That's all. They're going to have to remember civil rights, the ability to serve as a juror, hold office, possess a firearm. Possessing a firearm is really the tough one. But he doesn't need to do this. But here's the deal. He's got to come out and embrace others. He can say, listen, don't worry about me. But why should you lose your Second Amendment right to possess a firearm? You don't lose your First Amendment right to free speech. He's got to make people aware of this. Jonathan Manson says, under the Supreme Court, 20 requests for an emergency common law writ can be made to Supreme Court. Already have immunity case and 3 sessions of court conferences left. Rule 20 request for an emergency common law writ. Okay, let me just tell you something, and thank you, by the way, for this. I've met some great people who say some wonderful things, wonderful ideas. But sometimes their idea of, have you seen these common law citizen militia types who tell the police, I don't need a driver's license. I don't have to file taxes. There's no law that says I have to file taxes. Please. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let me tell you something. I've always told you this. I mentioned anybody who has a hard time, anybody to give a hard time to, whether it's Alex Jones or I met one time Luke Skywalker. Remember from what is it? A 2 Live Crew. 2 Live Crew. And I met him years ago, and I said, you know what's so interesting about him? I said, I can't. How do I say this? Thank you again, Christian. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Tremendously. I thank you. I met him. I said, why can't you sing your song? Why? Why can't you sing your songs? And we became friends then. Same thing happened with this fellow named Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell decided, I'm going to say what I want. And they went nuts over Mike Lindell. Nuts. I like, My Pillow before. But remember they went to Bed Bath & Beyond, which I used to like. Then that caved. But the first one that went after him was Bed Bath & Beyond. Triple B. I said, what are you doing? Because he had the unmitigated gall, the unmitigated audacity to support President Trump. And they've done everything in their power to destroy him. Just like they're going after Giuliani, they're going after Steve Bannon. Why? Because of what they believe in. Well, I have been a sponsor of the great, the inimitable, the ineffable Mike Lindell. And I want you to go to mypillow.com. Whenever you hear on any other radio show, any other TV show, and they say, oh, use promo code, you use promo code Lionel. Promo code Lionel. What is that? Promo code Lionel. It's time yet again, my friends, to hail and salute our great friends at mypillow.com. And if you use promo code Lionel, you'll get a free gift. No purchase necessary. And yes, I know, a free gift. It's a tautology, so sue me. But first, listen carefully. Check out their $25 extravaganzas. Premium My Pillows, Queen and King, My Pillow 2.0, My Pillow bed sheets, the lowest price ever. Sandals, slides, slippers, 6-piece towel sets, 4-pack dish towel sets. Simply and absolutely unbelievable. So go to mypillow.com/Lionel, mypillow.com promo code Lionel, or call 800-645-4965, and watch how fast Mike Lindell answers the phone. MyPillow.com, simply and absolutely the best. Now, remember, my friends, when it comes to this, what we have to do is, I don't know about you, but I'm finding myself listening to people that I never, ever thought. There is something that is happening right now. I do not know what your position is, but the United States, left and right, seems to be locked in this unanimous support of everything and anything that countenances and agrees with and permits the destruction and the death of Palestinians in Gaza. Now, when you say this to people, they go, oh my God, it's like, get with the program. Do you know what the world is saying? Why are we doing this? Well, don't you understand? No, stop this. Stop this. You can't do this to me. You're not going to fool. I'm not an idiot. You can't tell me this, that by destroying 50,000 innocent lives, including children and old people, that somehow we're getting at Hamas. Stop this. And don't tell me we're anti-Semitic because we got a problem with a foreign leader. I'm an American. I want my money here. I don't want to fund wars there. There's no reason for us to be there. Don't give me this stuff. Well, you don't understand. It's terrorism. I've been through this through 9/11. I was here on 9/11. My wife was here. We were here on that Tuesday morning. I know more about 9/11 than you will ever know. I'll never forget that. That was my red pill moment, my friends. Oh, that was my moment. I was reborn then. These same people who tell me this is ridiculous, this Zelensky, and he is, that's a con. He's a con artist. The whole thing is ridiculous. It's nonsense. This has nothing to do with being pro-Putin. It's like, what are you talking about? I don't believe anything they say. So you're going to have to ask yourself, my friends, where are we going to be in this? And all of these students, remember in the 60s, we thought, we loved those people. We might not have liked particular methodologies of protest. But by the way, that ended the Vietnam War. It was the most important thing in the world. It ended the Vietnam War. And now you're seeing kids on college campuses who are being told they can't graduate because they dare to enunciate, dare to articulate, dare to repeat, dare to think an idea that is what? That is inconsistent with some Wall Street hedge funder? Oh, no. This is America. What are you doing? What's going on here? I don't understand it. we're losing our minds. We're losing our soul. We're losing our focus. We are Americans. Do you know what's happening? And we are not the big, bad 800-pound gorilla. Let me tell you something. Do you know what we're going to be looking at in the future? We're going to be looking at EMP attacks. We're going to be looking at grid attacks. We're going to be looking at cyber crimes. Oh my God. Wait until you, let me explain something to you. When I say to you Houthis, around the gate of, what do you call it? The gate of misery or whatever this, up to the Suez Canal and the Red Sea. Do you know what these people are? You think they're a bunch of ragtag terrorists, don't you? That's what they want you to feel. Don't worry about them. Why? Houthis. I mean, those African people, the Houthis and the Tutus and the Tutsis and the... No, America. This is typical America. Americans figure, I don't have to worry about that. You better listen to me and listen good. Do you know what they can do? And when Iran, what do you think Iran's going to do? How long do you think Iran's going to be going to push them around? How long? How long? You want to keep doing that? You want to keep doing that? If they scuttle a ship in the Straits of Hormuz, what happens? What happens? Want to pay $20 a gallon? You have no idea. This is the part which and you got this ridiculous this oh my God, this Anthony Blinken's I can't believe these people are running the show. And I want you to realize and pay attention. The Houthis, these are hardcore folks. Oh, they don't have, nuclear weapons and things like that. But we're talking about this Bab al-Mandab Strait, the Gate of Tears or Lamentation. Have you seen this? Strategic routes to the Red Sea. What these people can do. We need to have classes for Americans to sit back and tell people, do you understand what's happening here? Do you grasp this, ladies and gentlemen? Our good friend Mower Man, God bless you, says, Mr. Al, this time there must be a reckoning administered by our hero. And no more easy on the eyes women or family members in the new administration. Just stop it. Time to be very, very serious. Dear God, thank you for that. Let me tell you what I want to do. I want to reach out. See, I love politics. I love psephology. 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 The study of elections. And I want to see this implementation. Thank you, Fleo. Thank you for this. Kind. And the first person I'm going to do is I'm going to meet with our friends, our African-American friends. And I'm going to say, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this stupid Fox News. I can't stand Fox News. CNN, I understand what they're about. I understand what they're... Fredo Cuomo, I understand what they're about. I got that. I got it. Newsmax, I don't even watch it, so I don't even know. OAN, I don't know what they're doing. But Fox is over. Roger Ailes, it's new people. Let me explain something to you. Listen to this. The power of the internet. I want a gentleman like this to be the, dare I say, the voice of a new political generation. Look at this. Does this look like a Republican to you? Does he look like somebody who would hang around CPAC or listen to Charlie Kirk and Probiotic and whoever these people? I don't even know who these people are. It's the same. Oh, you think he's a Ben Shapiro fan? Listen. Don't listen to me. Listen to my ideas. This isn't about me. I'm not trying to be a star. My ideas are a star. Oh, listen to me. I want to be the most popular person in the world. Yeah. But it's my ideas. We're getting too crazy about following. Oh, is that Is that Hope Hicks? Who gives a damn whether that's Hope Hicks? And I'm with you more, man. This Margot Martin and this Alina Haba, who wants to basically sit around poolside and tell people, am I hot? I'm tired of this. This is the future. See this man right here? This is the future. Is he hot? Well, I don't care. This is it. I want to go into the black communities and I want to tell them, I'm going to say, you're 14% of the population and you have been ignored by these people. You mean nothing to them. You've been taken for granted. Listen to the brilliance. Listen to the brilliance of this gentleman.
It's no surprise why they found Trump guilty on all 34 counts. After all, he has them shook. But let me remind you guys once more why Trump is undoubtedly the greatest president of all time.
I love that.
Let me talk to you.
6 million new jobs were created under Trump. Matter of fact, he took action to stop the outsourcing of jobs overseas. More than 3.6 million people came off of food stamps. We have the lowest unemployment rate in over 50 years. He created the biggest tax cuts ever for all social classes. He made America energy independent. He's the only president to take on human trafficking, aka modern slavery. He created a human trafficking task force and made January National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month. No new wars under Trump. Matter of fact, Trump brokered a number of historic peace deals in the Middle East. He secured our borders. He rebuilt the military and established Space Force. And let's not forget, he made less money while in office. But for all of his accomplishments, Trump has made it abundantly clear. The best is yet to come.
Now, don't you love that? That's what we're going to see. Not Karl Rove. I'm sorry. With all due respect, Mark Levin, good people, they're playing to the choir. I don't need Fox News to tell people who are already going to vote for Trump that what a great job he is. I want new people. I want people to understand what it's like. Remember when you were a kid and you've listened to new music? Remember when remember when they said hip hop is stupid? I love people who say it's stupid. It's like, this is the biggest thing that's ever hit the planet. The planet. There's hip hop in every culture there is. Trump is like that. You've got to take your usual way of thinking and eliminate it. Eliminate it. I'm telling you the truth. I don't know what they're talking about. It's like this incredible world we live in. And the fact that we have this jadrul as a president has nothing to do with his age. There's something wrong with him. It's not his age, it's his head. There's a rule in politics. Do not wear a hat. There's one picture of John F. Kennedy wearing a top hat. He looked like an idiot. Remember when he was in Texas, when he said, Mr. President, we have a 10-gallon hat. He says, well, I appreciate this. And if you come to Washington, I'll wear it then. He said, I'm not going to put a hat on my head. Dukakis. What's the matter with you? Even Cal Coolidge, when he wore the headdress, they're like, okay, Cal, take it easy. Even then he said, I don't know if I should have done that. Dukakis. Remember when, what the hell's his name? My mind went blank. John Kerry. Remember when he dressed up, he looked like a sperm cell. Remember that? He was like crawling around with this white coverall. It's like, who said do this? Who said, what are you doing? So one thing about Trump, he wears the blue suit. He wears a red tie that goes like 6 feet past his butt. That's his style. He doesn't pretend he's something. Remember when Hillary was doing shooters and Boilermakers with a bunch of iron workers in Scranton? Hey, man, she was digging to the town. Then there was Obama bowling and he did the gutter ball. You don't see Trump do that. Trump plays golf. That's it. Got the blue suit and he got the golf. That's it. And he connects with more people, much like FDR did. Well, here's the rule. This is your president who decided he didn't get the memo when they told him about not putting a hat on. Look at him when he meets the Kansas City Chiefs. Look at this.
Put it on.
Put it on. Look at it. Now, by the way, I want you to look. They're laughing at him. Watch the team behind him. Watch their look. They're laughing at him. Watch.
No, chill.
How bad? Isn't that pathetic? Look at him. Whoa. What is this? What is this? He has no idea what he's doing. Look at this. Look at this. He's just, he doesn't want. They don't even have the mic on. What is this? They're setting him up. Look at these people behind him laughing. He doesn't know where he is. He's going to be wearing that helmet pretty soon. That's your president. How's that make you feel, huh? How's that make you feel? How's that make you feel? You like that? You like that? You think he's ready to go for round two? They're actually, do you think he's ready to go for round two? What, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Now, this is the spirit. This is the spirit. This is the spirit, the momentum of Mr. Reelection. Remember, not since Grover Cleveland. See what you think about this mood.
This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent.
Mr. President, can you tell us, sir, Donald Trump refers to himself as a political prisoner and blames you directly. What's your response to that, sir?
Is that is evil. That is consummate evil. Evil. That's not a word I always tell them. I think a lot of times people are not their mendacity does not rise, and I mean that sincerely. It doesn't rise to the level of evil, but that's evil. Did you see that look? He knew exactly. And if that didn't creep you out, I don't know what did. But do you feel the movement? We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Here's another one.
Final battle. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. We will rout the fake news media, and we will liberate America from these villains once and for all.
Isn't that good? Now I'm real bad when it comes to political ads and the like. I'm not a big fan of them at all. You know what the greatest political ad was of all time? What was it? What was the greatest political ad? What was it? What was the greatest political ad of all time? What was it? The one that changed everything. The one that changed everything. The one that changed absolutely everything. That was so over the top, but it was nothing. What was it? Do you remember which one it was? What was it? Faye said, the Daisy. Captain Clockwork, LBJ's Daisy ad. Yes. Absolutely. This was a case. There was a fellow named Bernie Schwartz. And I believe it was Bernie Schwartz. But Bernie Schwartz also was the name of a real name of Tony Curtis. And I believe it was Bernie Schwartz. And this was the most important thing in the world. And it was Daisy. The Daisy ad was in Tony Schwartz. Tony. I knew it was Schwartz. It's called The Daisy Girl. It's called The Peace Little Girl. It's an American political ad. It aired one time. 1964. It aired once. It's considered one of the most important factors in Johnson's landslide against Barry Goldwater. And it was a partnership between Doyle Dane Bernbach and Tony Schwartz. And what it did was it merely was a very simple juxtaposition. It was a very simple juxtaposition. And it said, it was a little girl, 10, 9. She was pulling 1, 2, 3. And then they had, because the biggest fear that he had was the fact of nuclear war. And they never mentioned his name. They never said Goldwater. They never said nuclear anything. They just let you and your imagination do it. So I want you to think of something. If you had to put an ad up, and this is important, listen to what I'm saying. If you had to put an ad up, the question is, what would the ad say? What would the ad say? And I don't want you to talk about what you want. But here is the people. This is the part that I would love so much to say to the, remember the group I want to hit. Very, very simple. Because I think I've got something to say to them. African Americans, Latinos, and gays. African Americans. For the longest time, you were taken advantage of, African Americans. For the longest time, they thought they owned you. It's like a slavery. They owned you. They said, you're just so happy to be here. You'll just do whatever we want. Anybody else will put up. And you believe that Obama stuff. Boy, you fell for that one, didn't you? Oh, you think, oh, black guy, yeah, he's one of us. Uh-huh. You're not going to make that mistake, are you? Who was this guy? He came out of nowhere. And you just nodded your head. That's exactly. Look, I understand. It was a time. It seemed like the thing to do. I understand. It's a different time right now. They lied to you. And who are they replacing you with? Illegals. Pouring over. You're expendable. They don't care about you in the least. I don't know where you've come to this idea about civil rights. They don't give a damn about your civil rights at all. Because let me tell you something. If you think crime has hit the white folks in your town, in your neighborhood, oh my God, they couldn't care less about you. You mean nothing to them. Do you hear what I'm saying? Nothing. And they're tired of your belly aching. And they have no interest in you. They want the dreamers. Remember when Obama was there? Remember who? He talked about dreamers, not you. They made a deal with the insurance companies. Obamacare. Is your life better? Anybody, do you notice this incredible availability of health insurance? Do you? Since Obamacare, you fell for that one too. And they always told you to, if you dared to go against this this apotheosis, this deification, this beatification, this elevation of Barack Obama as the greatest one of all. If you dare to do this, you're a racist. Yeah, you're a racist. They, honest to God, want you to believe you're a racist. They have no shame. Donald Trump did more for you than anyone. Unemployment. He loves statistics. He loves making everybody better. He's from New York. He is the most billionaire anybody's ever seen. Okay? So Black America, wake up. and Madeline Brame and others. That's it. And you saw the Bronx scared them. Latinos, oh my God, they really slept. If you think black folks were ignored, oh, you mean nothing to them. And they call you Latino. What? Latino. That's like comparing Iceland, France, somebody from Mobile, Alabama, and Russia, and calling them white people. Let me say this again to you. They do it to blacks, but when it comes to Latino, you speak Spanish, that's it. Thank God they don't do this with Chinese, Japanese, Korean. Well, imagine, what do we have in common with Russians or French? People from Iceland, Greenland. And by the way, in some in Mumbai or Punjabi Indians, those are Caucasian. Got news for you. You don't know what the word Caucasian means. Look how they throw this label at you. You're just a check mark. Latino. Puerto Ricans and Dominicans here are like, oh my God. And they're right next to each other. Complete. Take Jose Andres. Remember when his the food kitchen trucks were blown up by Israeli oopsies? Oops. Sorry about that, Jose. He's from Spain. Take somebody from Barcelona or Madrid, compare it with somebody from Tijuana. And by the way, don't ever say Tijuana. It's Tijuana, T-I-J. Herb Alpert and the Tijuana. No, it's not Tijuana. And it's not jewelry. No, jewelry. How do you say that? No, jewelry. Excuse me. Jewelry. No, it's jewelry. A jewel. Well, he's in realty. He's a realtor. Did you know that? He is. What about realty? No, realty. Realty? Yes. He had a prostate surgery. What? Prostrate? Supposedly, mother-in-laws, father-in-laws, attorney generals. No. Mothers-in-law, fathers-in-law, attorneys general. See, we're the only country that know how to speak English. That's okay. I'll give you a pass on this. But Latinos, you waiting to bring your family over. You get out of the way. We're bringing people. We don't even know who they are. Where are they from? I don't know. What's their name? I don't know. Have they been checked for COVID? I don't know. But they're dreamers. And the third one Trump's got to reach out to, gay folks. Absolutely. Let me tell you something. Upper echelon, high income. If I had to own a bar, as an example, so you want to own a straight bar or a gay bar? Gay bar. Absolutely. Top shelf, no fighting, classy. Yep. And they have been put through stuff. And here's why. Here's why I bring up gays. Here's why. Because you know and I know, most of us, we don't care. We don't care. Homophobic, do what you want. For both gays and straights, leave kids alone. If you don't mind, don't try to proselytize. And I won't proselytize you. I won't go up to you and say, are you sure you might not want to give, Becky Sue a shot? No. We're not going to. But what happened? You know what they said to you? That's what they said to you. Hey, LGB, meet T. What? T. What the hell is T? Trans. Trans? Yeah. Oh, and then there's LGBTQIA and Two-Spirit. What the hell are you talking about? Oh, and non-binary, and asexual, intersectional, cross-bifusal, transsectional, intersectional, cisgendered. Goodbye, gay people. Goodbye. You're passé. We're now going to go to the Instagram group where somebody's going to be sitting here with pink hair and a bolt in her nose, and she's a reindeer, or she's a little pony, or whatever the hell she is. Come over to us. And I swear to God, I'd have an ad. Vote for Donald Trump. I'm not a Republican. I'm an American. And he's for America. That's it. That's it. And my, you know what my ad is? You know what my ad is? My ad is very, very simple. And I'm going to keep it clean. It's a family show. But it's very simple. It's very simple. Ronald Reagan said, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? I like that. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? Okay, good. Okay. Mine is very simple. This. Do you want 4 more years of this? Whatever you want to fill in the blank with. Do you want 4 more years of this? You want this? You want AOC to go nuts? Huh? You want AOC? You like Pelosi? She's not going anywhere. You like Adam Schiff? You like these folks? You like EVs? You like that? Sure you do. I talked to a friend of mine the other day. I said, well, what about, it's one thing, I drive a very exclusive car. I don't mind telling you. It's a Yugo, a stretch. It's a classic. But I said, but some of these new cars, they go, well, they might have to go electric, whatever. I said, oh. I said, well, they said, well, the electric. I said, well, what's an electric like? He said, well, not that great. He said, if you use a radio, or if you, I said, well, wait, what? Yeah, you use air conditioning. I said, wait a minute, air conditioning. Well, that where's, wait a minute, what? Yeah. I'm thinking, well, what does a new battery cost? Oh my God. Do you see Pete Booty giggity? Do you hear that? They have 2, was it 7 or 2? This is, do you want 4 years of this? Do you want 4 more years? Because they're getting started. 4 more years. That's it. That's it. Vote for Trump. And if you're listening to me right now, ladies and gentlemen, I know he may do some stuff that drives you crazy. I swear to God, I know. But Franklin Pierce was the worst. Joe Biden doesn't do anything. He doesn't tweet. He barely blinks. He can't even open his eyes. He's an animatronic. He's a sock puppet. He's like a little, he's an auto pen. And you know what they're going to do to you? They're going to throw Kamala at you. Now, I still think the smartest movement, I hope they don't do it, but I've been hearing from a lot of people there's going to be Gavin Newsom. Oh, Gavin Newsom, definitely. He's the future. But right now, something bad happens. So I want you to do me a favor. Promise me you're going to get mad. And you're going to be always peaceful. And you just sit back and you give people that look that Joe Biden said. Remember the 5th of November, April the 5th. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you one more time, 157 days. Remember, get even. Look what they did to him. Look what they did to us. You mad? You mad yet? Don't feel me. It's okay to be upset. Oh, we're ready. Everybody's registered to vote, right? Everybody's registered to vote. And I don't care what anybody says. I want the popular vote to look like, oh my God. You make sure you pay strict attention. Make sure you show up either to vote. Make sure you advance and take advantage of every procedural advantage you have. Word has it, the president will have legions of poll watchers and poll cats and folks keeping an eye on what's happening right now. We are not going to go through this again. We are not going to go through this again. As that gentleman before so eloquently stated, President Trump has been involved in something which is the worst thing that's been done. By the way, Bradley Oplin, ladies and gentlemen, says, revenge will not cure TDS. The only hope is reelection and Trump's new White House staff. Oh, yes. We're never going to get rid of TDS anyway in the first place. TDS is an extension, by the way, Bradley, thank you, of an extension of Karenism. 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 You know what I mean? It's one of those things. You see what I'm saying? But that's coming. Now, I want you to do me a great favor as well. And your response has been magnificent. My beloved Mrs. L has her YouTube channel, Lynn's Warriors. She is devoted 100% to the eradication of human slavery, human trafficking, and child predation. It's slavery. It's called slavery. And it's showing up in every conceivable form there is. People standing on the corner, labor, people begging. Have you seen people on the side of the road begging? Who are these people? What are they begging for? What is this? They want to legalize prostitution so that being a pimp is legal. So that one day, my friends, you're going to have that little Airbnb down the street. It's going to be a brothel, and there's not going to be anything you can do about it. Follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. That's the YouTube link. She's also on Twitter, or I keep calling it Twitter, X, at Lynn's Warriors. Let me tell you another thing they're going to do. You're going to love this one. You see, years ago, a lot of us were a part of this thing called the libertarians. And libertarians are for people who have no idea what a real political party stands for. It's like, no, I don't think there should be a lot of regulations. Okay, you're a libertarian. I don't think it's right for a little girl to try to sell lemonade and she can't sell lemonade because she didn't secure a license. We'll say, oh, you're a libertarian. I think people should be able to smell. Drugs are not only legal, they're omnipresent. So that big calling point of the libertarians means nothing now because drugs are almost handed out. So don't give me that one. We know that. We know what's going on with that. But what they're doing is they're going to make it legal for pimps. So years ago when I used to say libertarian from the days of Harry Brown, way back. I used to say things like, it seems to me that if a woman wants to contract with somebody to have sex, it's no place for the government to involve themselves in that. I mean, they can consent. And that's what I used to believe. And I think it was a waste of time. I mean, after all, it's the oldest profession. It's the oldest oppression. And I mean, if after all, we can be better using our police forces not to go after. I mean, after all, what's, and then we get into this one. I mean, after all, what's marriage? And if you see a woman today, and she's a prostitute, either on the corner or a part of something, she is owned. She is owned. Do you think that right now, if you come to any city, if somebody finds out that you're freelancing, you're not going to get a knock at the door by Mr. Pimp? And I love the way they kind of euphemize. They kind of laugh about the idea of a pimp as part of the black culture. What was it? The character in Robert Blake. Remember that years ago? Huggy Bear, whatever that show was. They always like made him. This is slavery. This is and slavery is still going on right now. So one more time right now, my friends. By the way, the Equality Amendment is the way to go. This is where you legalize, you decriminalize from the point of view of the prostitute, and also allow her to clean her record up and to remove this because they're using them as moles as well, as mules and moles. I mean that sincerely. All right, dear friends, and you great and glorious folks, I'd like to thank Bradley Oplin, Fleo, Mowerman USA, Christian Janus, Jonathan Manson, Raul Rodriguez, Daniel, Nathan Leland, and good luck to you, dear friend, for you and your endeavors to educate our young, and to Mr. Alexander Felke, or Felk. I like Felke. I'm going to give it a little bit of a panache there. I want to thank you as well for being a part of this. Thank you immensely. And don't forget to subscribe. Always subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed to us. And I want to win. I want to win for you and for me and everybody, my friends. Remember, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. Parties mean nothing to me. And if the truth be known, I can't stand any of them. I can't stand any of these people. Period. End of discussion. But I've got to make sure that I want to crush and destroy this iteration of lunacy called either the left or the whatever they're called, Democrats left, radical left, I don't know. All right, dear friends, you have a great and glorious day. Make sure you stay subscribed, because I got more stuff coming up right now later on. Got to make sure you're notified of brand new videos and the like. And we'll see you this eve at 7 p.m. And until then, my great and glorious friends, God bless America. God bless Donald Trump. And don't forget this: the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. That.